Welcome to Nohl Canyon Elementary School 2020 6th grade promotion. Please welcome Bryce Lloyd and Karaf Shaw in leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome students, parents, families of our 2020 6th grade promoting class. We are excited to celebrate with you here your achievements for all of your elementary school years. It's been my pleasure to be your principal for this last school year and have you as my first promoting class from Nohl Canyon. I look forward to many more, but you have proven to be great students and taught me quite a bit as being an administrator here, and I really enjoyed it, so I thank you for that. I'd like to thank our NCSA group. Their hours that they put in is tremendous, and the amount of time that they help our community, our staff, and our students makes Nohl Canyon what it is. Especially like to thank Linda Guthrie, our president, for all her leadership through NCSA, and I look forward to working with Stephanie Savalos, our president for next year, and continuing all the great things that Nohl Canyon provides for our students and staff. 6th graders though, this day is for you. Hey, this is the day that you've been waiting for. Many of you have been at Nohl Canyon since kindergarten. Some of you came in maybe 4th grade. Some of you, maybe this is your first year as 6th grader here at Nohl Canyon. But you've made what Nohl Canyon is. You are great leaders on campus, good big buddies to our younger students, and you've proven that Nohl Canyon Roadrunners are exceptional people. And we appreciate that, and we look forward to you moving on to next school years, to all the schools that you go to, and doing well, and taking on the pride of being a Nohl Canyon Roadrunner. The past 4 months, you've proven what perseverance and adaptability are. And these are traits that you're gonna need to take with you throughout your whole educational life. And these are traits that you've gained in the last 4 months that you'll be exceptional at. You also got to explore what it's like to be the coffee bean. If you remember that little story that I told to each class, and being the coffee bean, not letting the environment change you, but you change the environment. And that's what it's all about, being a Nohl Canyon Roadrunner. So we're excited that you move forward. Remember to always be that coffee bean. No matter what middle school you go to, what high school you end up at, going to college, you need to make sure that you are the coffee bean and that you're changing the environment. That way you can change the world, and we know you will. Because Nohl Canyon Roadrunners, you'll continue that exceptional behavior. Okay? So we look forward to having a great day. Excited for all of you. And Nohl Canyon is very proud of you. Thank you. Please welcome 6th grade student Kaylee Shimizu.
Welcome to the 6th grade class of 2020 promotion. First off, I would like to thank a few people. Mr. Jones for being a great principal, the amazing 6th grade teachers, Mrs. Donaldson, Mrs. Mai, and Miss McCullough, for giving us the help that we need and for always being there for us, my parents for giving me support and always believing in me, all of my family members for their kindness and generosity, and of course my class for making every day at school a little bit more fun. Two things that my class really excelled in were perseverance and teamwork. At Nohl Canyon, we had a lot of great experiences. Something that I think we all enjoyed was our trips to the Rinks Irvine Inline for hockey in 5th grade. All of us got to learn how to play or learn a few new techniques in hockey. Then we would do a bunch of fun drills and play some challenging games. Many of us didn't know how to rollerblade at first, but each time we came, we got better and better, which also goes to show how much we pushed ourselves and persevered. Another memorable event that happened in our years at Nohl Canyon was when we went to the Columbia Memorial Space Center in 3rd grade. One of the activities that we did was try to make a machine robot move and retrieve something using coding. There was a lot of trial and errors, but eventually we worked with our teams and reached our goal. This year at Nohl Canyon has been very challenging, but also fun. One of the most memorable things for all of us this year had to be going to outdoor ed. I think that one of the hardest parts of being at camp was just how cold the weather was, especially at night. We got to experience what it was like to be away from home for a longer period of time, but most importantly, camp brought us closer together with our friends and we had such a great time. I think that my classmates grew with their ability to work together. For example, we were put into groups for language arts, the traveling scientist, science activities, and even fun activities like our winter party. When we did our language arts skits, Miss McCullough had us work with other people and act out roles. I can't speak for everyone, but I think that some of us are really nervous to go off to middle school. We won't all be going to the same school, and for some people, including me, that's scary because the thought of not being with the friends that we might have known since kindergarten is frightening. I hope that when my class goes to middle school, we will still keep in touch even if we won't all be going to the same school. I also hope that all the loyal and kind friends that we made during our years in Nohl Canyon will stay with us, and that we make lots of new friends, whether we go to El Rancho, Saravilla, or a different middle school. My hopes for the distant future are similar. In high school, we should all remember to respect everybody and to treat everyone with kindness. Make sure to stay the same, genuinely caring, kind, and thoughtful people that you are right now. I hope that everyone will be successful in their careers no matter what they want to be, and for them to remember all the friends that they made throughout their life. Don't forget all of your elementary school teachers and how much they have done for you, how much they cared for you, and how much work they put in every day to make sure that you had a great education. As we go into middle school and beyond, I hope we will all remember to continue to be the amazing people that we are today. And always keep in mind that if you persevere and try your hardest, you will always achieve your goal. So again, I thank everyone for watching and make sure to stay safe and stay home.
Please welcome Miss McAuliffe.
Hello, Nohl Canyon, thank you for sharing in our virtual promotion ceremony. We are so proud of this special group of sixth graders who, with no warning and no other options, faced the huge challenges that came with remote learning. Until March 13th, this was a normal year. But on March 13th, which, interestingly enough, was a Friday the 13th, life changed. The day began with a rainstorm and ended with us learning that we were going into quarantine. One of my favorite quotes is this: "Smooth seas never made a skilled sailor." To me, it means that we don't learn the most when life is going along at a normal, ordinary pace. We learn the most when life throws us things that are unexpected or difficult, things that set up obstacles or problems for us, things like quarantines. Remote learning required us to figure out how to do all the school things from a distance. It seemed, and it still seems, impossible to do those things as well as we can in person. But having no other choice, we have stuck with it. We are continuing to learn, and we are growing our skills every day. Remote learning required a lot of trust. You had to trust me to reply to emails and Class Dojo messages, to show up for Google Meets, to answer questions, to keep the learning going, and to improve my video making skills. I had to trust you to watch the videos, read the directions, do the assignments, and ask the questions. I had to trust that you would do these things for yourself without me there, live and in person, reminding you over and over and over to do them. And that turned out to be a big lesson for you sixth graders. What I'm starting to realize, especially now when we are sending you off to middle school, is how important this experience has been for you. You all took on remote learning a little differently. Some of you excelled. You produced work that was not only amazing, but showed a maturity and wisdom that inspired me to keep going. Some of you had more of a roller coaster experience. There were times when remote learning went well for you, and times when it got to be too much and you lost heart. I think any experience you've had in remote learning, whether it went smoothly or not, is valuable. It has taught you a lot about yourself and how you react to something that cannot be changed. You have learned so much in the last 13 weeks that have nothing to do with ancient China or ancient Greece or the importance of capitalization or the rhyme schemes of poems. You've learned how to navigate something completely new and how to stay the course, whether it was going well or not. You have learned to lean on your family and how to work together to see each other through an unusual experience, even if it gets old, even if it lasts 13 weeks. You learn that what really counts are the little things you do every day to keep yourself going. I would like to end by thanking you for letting me be part of this experience. Remote learning is not a path I ever wanted to take, nor one I ever expected to be on, but I am glad I shared it with you. Know that however I say it, on paper, in a video, on Google Meets, with air hugs, with face masks and gloves, with my Bitmoji or my cats, I am proud of you. I am glad you are part of my Nohl Canyon family. I am excited for you, and I know you will use all the skills you've gained as you sail your seas.
Please welcome sixth grade student Wallace Kennedy.
Hello everybody, I hope you're all excited for this sixth grade promotion. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Mr. Jones, who just became principal this year. Not only has he been amazing to the sixth graders, but to the whole school from kindergarten to sixth grade. I'd like to thank all the sixth grade teachers, Mrs. Mai, Mrs. Donaldson, and Miss McCullough. Mrs. Mai has been a great teacher for their grade students. Mrs. Donaldson has been making sure that everybody feels comfortable with math and science by having after-school tutoring and now virtual math help on Google Meets. Miss McCullough has been making this year amazing by including tons of art projects that help us learn while having the most fun you can have at school. Also, I'd like to thank my parents for making the school year easy to learn in with the environment they put me in. But I'm not just thanking my parents, I'm thanking everybody's parents and family members, because they're the ones who made the students the best they can be. Also, I've been able to meet amazing friends at Nohl Canyon, and I'm excited to be with them in middle school. I want everyone to know that this school year was a year of gratitude. This means that we can be thankful for everyone who has been in our lives, especially the friends and families at Nohl Canyon Elementary School. Even though I only came here in 4th grade, I still have plenty of amazing memories to be thankful for. For example, football. Football was one of my most memorable moments at Nohl Canyon because it wasn't just 6th graders playing, it was the 4th, 5th, and 6th graders together. We had everybody play, both girls and boys. Even if you don't score a touchdown, you're still playing with your best friends, which counts the most. I remember in 5th grade, Mrs. Rose's class, we had star charts. Every time we got 10 stars, we get a prize. That's why I'm thankful for and filled with gratitude for Mrs. Rose and all the other teachers who make Nohl Canyon a great place. Most everybody here has been at Nohl Canyon since kindergarten. That's 7 years of seeing someone almost every day. That's almost 60% of our lives. That's enough technical stuff, but it's something to be thankful for. You get to see your friends that much. And that brings us to our theme again, gratitude. See, we can be thankful for everyone at the school, especially the teachers, staff, noon supervisors, and our principal, Mr. Jones. Now let's talk about this year. We had the whole school get together for a jogathon, wonderful assemblies, and much more. One thing that is one of the most important events for many of the 6th graders is outdoor education. I've been to summer camp before, but many people haven't. Outdoor ed was a chance for everyone to be independent and make decisions somewhat on their own. Even simple things like choosing what to eat, what to buy, and what to play at recess, but some other things too, like choosing to behave without your parents guiding you. Nobody got in huge trouble, thankfully, but that's not the point. Outdoor education was a chance to show that you can have an amazing time by yourself without getting into mischief or anything else. Many classmates changed because of outdoor ed, but mostly because of the great teachers we had. The teachers were the ones who not only let us become smart in math, language arts, and all the other subjects, but let us become smart in life and build up our common sense. They're the ones who accepted us and helped us no matter who we were. As we're entering middle school, we need to think about making smart decisions. We're going to have more than 700 kids influencing us in middle school, so we need to learn to build up our common sense and what to expect. Mrs. Donaldson has been doing a lot of that in science. We have been beginning to learn about drugs, alcohol, and how to think for ourselves. That Mrs. Donaldson might be one of the reasons why some of us will get far in middle school. Miss McCullough has been doing the same. She set up guidelines for us in language arts and the classroom that are easy to understand. I haven't been in Mrs. Mai's class, but on the playground she has set up rules and guidelines so that we can meet the expectations in middle school. All these teachers aren't just preparing us for middle school, they're preparing us for our whole lives. We can be thankful for these teachers. Before I conclude my speech, I want to say that my classmates have been amazing to learn with, easy to communicate with, and overall some of the nicest people that I may ever meet. I want to give another thank you to everyone who made Nohl Canyon a great place to thrive in, and everyone who made sure that my fellow classmates and I can be the great students and people we can. Thank you and have a great summer.
Please welcome Mrs. Donaldson.
Welcome parents, extended families, friends, and of course our stars for today, you sixth graders. You're the best. It has truly, truly been an amazing year, not because it was easy by any means, but because we struggled and we persevered together through this pandemic, through some civil unrest, and that's why it's an amazing day today. If our students don't mind, I'm going to just take a minute because I always like to talk to my parents first, because even though this is your day, sixth graders, it's also a new chapter in your parents' lives as well. But listen carefully because I think you're going to get something out of it too. As parents, we need to equip our children with different things as they progress in life. At first, we give them a fence. When they're little, they need lots of boundaries so they don't get physically hurt or emotionally hurt, and we protect them. Next, as they mature, we need to hand them a mirror. They need to start reflecting on their choices and the choices that they have made and how they affect themselves and others. Reflection is a powerful, powerful tool. It can show you where you may have made a mistake. But try to get comfortable with that word mistake. It is a great word. If we don't allow our kids to really feel and take ownership of a mistake, how can they ever learn from them? By not allowing for mistakes, we end up enabling our kids instead of empowering them. So, parents, model reflection. Hold up that mirror when you have made a mistake. As a parent, own it and show how we too can learn from our mistakes. Remember that it is not the mistake that defines you, but what you do after the mistake that defines you. Did you blame someone else for the mistake? Or did you take responsibility? Did you try to fix it? Or did you reflect on what you could have done differently so that you're prepared for the next time? Mistakes build character. Lastly, parents, we need to give our kids a compass once they're starting to mature. We need to give them earned moments when they can venture out in the world and show what they have learned under your guidance. They will find their way and continue to encourage them as they find their way with personal reflection. Give them that time. So parents, the fence is down, the mirror is being held up, and the compass is getting ready to be used. Are you ready to hand it to your child? Get ready. Students, I hope you can see that your parents are going to need to see your good character growing in order to hand you that compass. Your journey of lifelong learning starts with a choice, an impactful choice. Learning isn't just a stage in your life, it is your life. Lifelong learning will make you a better person, a leader, coworker, spouse, friend, son or daughter. Let's say, for example, that maybe you were going to chop down a tree with a dull axe. It would take twice as long for you to chop down that tree with a dull axe, and it would be really hard on your body. If the axe is sharp, then you can accomplish your tasks more efficiently with little wear and tear on the body. So if the axe is your mind, then we need to keep our minds sharp with knowledge so that we can mindfully make decisions that affect us and those around us, working smarter, not harder. Will you decide to show people in our society that words of kindness and good deeds can bring a community together? Or the alternate, that words of hate and destruction can only lead to separation and broken hearts? You are never, ever wasting your time when you're sharpening your brain. It doesn't mean that you have to go to school forever. It just means you need to be open to learning by reading books, learning a new skill in a class, reflect on a recent decision you made, reflect upon what's happening in the world, and having meaningful discussions about it. For example, you might ask yourself, what have I learned from COVID-19? What have I learned from the actions of peaceful versus destructive protesters? Things to wonder about. I will leave you with a quote from Gandhi that I have kept in my room for 35 years. Be the change that you want to see in the world. Those words have kept me walking in the path of knowledge. I hope it will remind you that through learning, you can make better decisions that help you be the person that you want to see in the world. I love you, and I'm so proud of you.
Please welcome 6th grade student Ishani Desfonde.
Welcome and thank you all for coming. A special thanks to our principal, Mr. Jones, for providing us a great school year. Thank you to our 6th grade teachers, Mrs. Donaldson, Mrs. Mai, and Ms. McCullough, for not only teaching us skills like reading and math, but also teaching us how amazing life is. Thank you to our parents and family members for constantly giving us support and love. Thank you to our classmates for always pushing us to be the best we can be. We are all here today to celebrate the end of a chapter and a start of a new one in our lives. I remember the first day of 4th grade when I saw my new classmates who were sure to be my classmates for at least the next 3 years. I remember where we were back then, and I see where we are right now. We've grown so much individually, but loads more as a whole. I like to think that my classmates and I are different ingredients to make a cake. Alone, we don't taste too great, but when you mix us all together, we make a soft, delicious cake. This year we bonded like never before. I've got to know all my classmates a little more this year thanks to Mrs. Mai's community circles. I've got to know what my classmates like, what they dislike, and what makes them feel better. For this, I am very grateful to be with such a wonderful class for the past 3 years. I know our thoughts on middle school are all different. Some of us are excited, some of us are nervous, and some of us would rather go back to kindergarten. But we knew this was going to come sooner or later, and I know we can tackle this even though we might go our separate ways. I know it's scary to start a new chapter without being with your close ones, but remember, they will always be in your heart no matter what happens. If you're brave enough to say goodbye, life will reward you with a new hello. Paula Coelho. This quote means that everything in life is going to be replaced by another. It's like the phrase, one door closes and another door opens. I hope you all keep the friends you have and make new ones as you go, in middle school and for the rest of your lives. I hope you cherish your memories at Nohl Canyon and always remember those who remember you. Always remember to be yourself and good things will come. Thank you all for coming, and remember, we hold each other in our hearts.
Please welcome Mrs. Mai.
I would like to start by offering a virtual welcome to our Nohl Canyon students, families, and friends. We know that this is not the ideal way to celebrate our wonderful 6th graders, but this is a great example that the ingenuity and resiliency of the human spirit always shines through. This is usually the part of the ceremony where a teacher offers some congratulations and parting words of wisdom to students and their families. I hope that you find my message today meaningful. First, I'd like to express my appreciation and gratitude to each and every individual student in my class. For the time I have known this group of students, I have learned so much. This group of students will hold a place in my heart for their willingness and openness to try new things and their vulnerability in sharing their lives with me. All because I have a vision about who I want to be as a person and as an educator, and they wanted to help me with my goal. I am forever changed. They are not the only students in the room. Every lesson, assignment, and conversation that has gone well, and every lesson, assignment, and conversation that has not gone well has taught me something valuable and adds to my practice as an educator and to who I am. I have found that if I go through every day with the understanding that the experience I have is there to teach me something, I always win. One of my daily positive affirmations is, every experience I have is perfect for my growth. If it is an enjoyable experience, I learn from it. If it is not an enjoyable experience, I learn from it. Though I feel that we tend to learn more from the less enjoyable experiences. The thing is this, if we go through our days looking for the lessons in the experiences, the world opens up to us. And a second benefit is that the less enjoyable experiences, when you see that they have a purpose, tend to be less enjoyable. I could go on practically forever giving examples of my experiences and what I have learned from them, especially considering recent events. But I imagine that if you took a moment to reflect, you too could recall a multitude yourself. It seems to be a human condition to have to experience something on your own to learn, as opposed to understanding because someone told us so. A person reflecting on the lessons they have learned from their experiences is much more valuable than learning about all of my life's lessons. So I encourage you to give it a try, sixth graders, families, and friends. As you move on in your journey, start each day and end each day saying out loud, every experience I have is perfect for my growth. Do daily reflections and see what the universe has to teach you. You will not be disappointed. Congratulations, and I wish you all the best on your journey and your growth. Thank you.